Erin, in your wheelhouse, it was F8 this week, which is Facebook's massive annual rite of passage developer conference. So tell us, what struck you from the week's events?
I mean, it's always kind of hard to tell from these kinds of events because they're designed for developers, and so it's hard to tell what's really going to affect consumers day to day. But there are 1.6 billion people using Facebook, and so obviously some of the stuff they announced this week is going to be big. And the one that everyone is talking about and super excited about is bots. So Facebook Messenger has 800 million users. This is their kind of one-to-one messaging service, and they're hoping that people are going to start doing one-to-one messaging with businesses. So instead of having businesses actually hire humans to be on the other side of that customer service message box, they're hoping that businesses will hire or will create these artificially intelligent bots to kind of respond to the equivalent of a 1-800 number. And so that's kind of their big thing that everyone's excited about. And
do you think those will be a big deal? I mean, I'm just getting my arms around apps, and now I have to learn about bots.
Right, yeah, so bots are the new apps, apparently. This according to Facebook, and a lot of other companies like Slack and Kik, messaging companies that are really buying into bots as well. I mean, right now the bots are pretty unintelligent. The hope is that they're going to learn and get smarter and smarter and more useful. I think right now the hype is a little bit ahead of what we can actually do with the bots. There's a weather bot, for example, that I was trying to chat with yesterday, and it couldn't even figure out where I was. And I'm sending them exactly where I am. So the bots have a lot of things to learn, but I think in a couple of years from now, it's going to be so much more convenient to deal with customer service issues through a simple text message, which we do every day with our friends, than it is to call a 1-800 number or go to a store, God forbid.
Matt, what's your take on bots?
I think, you know what, well, I think of how often I look for small businesses on Facebook, a local store or a boutique or a restaurant or something like that. And I imagine for them, maybe getting up to speed with the bot technology, they're going to need a lot of help, right? So that'll probably be some opportunity for somebody who is sort of the bot middleman or the bot whisperer for like Joe's Tavern down the block from my apartment.
The bot ecosystem.
That's what Microsoft is selling, and there are a lot of companies that are already springing up selling tools to help businesses make their own bots, which is way easier than making their own app.
I feel like sometimes these things come out at the conference and then you don't really ever hear about them. And there are a lot of things, I mean, for instance, this didn't necessarily come out at F8, but Masquerade was such a big deal a couple months ago. I don't see anyone using it in my Facebook feed. This is the thing that lets you layer
the
cartoons over your photos.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook has been very smart with its acquisitions, and it knows that, Facebook is not always going to be the most innovative, cutting edge, cool new thing. But so their strategy is like, well, let's just buy something, anything, even if it maybe doesn't turn out to be something cool. Let's just make sure we have it just in case. And I mean, they did that very wisely with Instagram and WhatsApp. Face swapping maybe won't be the biggest thing in the world, but at least they have their bases covered there.
Yeah, absolutely. This all brings me back to, do you remember widgets?
Remember we were talking about widgets? I mean, that's a really good comparison.
It's like they come and then they go.